This is Leo Francis, URK24 CO 2005. This is Object Oriented Programming Laboratory 23DC 2002. This is experiment number 6. So in this experiment, I have overall three codes. The first program is about a shopping cart with amount limits, and the second program is about uh, a student grade evaluation that evaluates first class, not first class, and fail. And the third program is the student results with mark validation, with grade validation. So these are the three programs. So the first program, this experiment is based on the concept of exception handling. So the first program, as you can see, in the class of shopping cart, it collects the item name, quantity, price, and it validates that quantity is greater than zero, and it ensures that the total does not exceed 5,000. So as you can see over here. So two custom exceptions are being used. The invalid quantity exception, if the quantity is zero or negative, and the limit exceed exception if quantity into price is greater than 50,000. So as you can see, the accept detail function, it declares or it throws the invalid quantity exception and the limit exceed exception, which makes these checked exceptions the caller must handle them. So over here, as you can see, uh, over here, we have the class. Um, we have over here that the try card dot accept details. If this get fails or if this has any errors, so the exception handling will be taking care of these two exceptions which we have created. So the meaning of the finally block is we always print the code which is in the finally part is always printed whether the exception is handled or not. So in this program we have to print the bill no matter if the exception is handled or not. So over here when I do uh, over here it asks me the item name, so I'm giving milk and quantity is free and the price per item is 54, and the final bill it calculates and it tells to me. So this is the first program. So the second program is this program reads a student name, as you can see over here. It reads a student name and three subject marks, and it calculates the average, and it throws one of these three result exception, which is uh, failed exception, not first class exception, and first class exception. The failed exception happens when the average is, as you can see over here, the fail exception has happens only when the average is less than 50, and the not first class exception throws an error if the average is less than for 75. So if the average is greater than 75, the first class exception prints the value. So it also validates the name length. So when we ask the name of the student over here, if the length of the name of the student is greater than 7, this throws a new exception handling which called length exception, which we have already declared over here. So if I run this, so over here, okay, over here, if I give student result test, so as you can see, it asks the username. So if I give more than 7 characters, it says the name length exceeded 7 characters. So when I run it again, and if I give only Leo, and if I give 198 and 97, and if the average is passed over the 90 75, then the student passed in the first class. So this is the final result. So that's the second program, and the third program is uh, it has three exceptions, which is an invalid roll number, invalid mark, and fail exception. So yeah, the invalid roll number exception throws an error if the roll number is lesser or equal to 0. If the invalid mark exception throws the error if any mark is not between 0 to 100. So the fail exception throws an error if the average is less than 40. So as you can see, it gets input of roll number, marks, total, and average. So if the average is greater than 40, if the average is less than 40, it throws the fail exception. If it is greater than 40, it prints the pass, the result pass. So as you can see over here, it asks for the roll number, and it asks the roll number. If the roll number is less or equal to 0, it throws invalid roll number exception, and it asks the mark for the 5 subjects. So if the marks is not between 0 to 100, it throws the value invalid mark exception. So as you can see here, we use a try catch, and this finally block will be printed either the exception is handled or not. So whether the exception handled or not, we can always see the results. So running the code, as you can see, I'm giving, if I give roll number 0, the exception is being handled. And if I give roll number 18, it has 198. So if I give, so when I give the subject mark as 9 greater than 100, the error is being handled. So if I give 18, 199. So as you can see, the final result of this program. So this experiment mainly uses the concept of exception handling. So if we do not use the exception handling, the code might stop or the code might wait forever. So it increases the CPU usage and it increases the memory usage. So this exception handling helps in that so that the program executes well. So this is experiment number 6. Thank you.